This is a video to explain how to develop an offset cone, and basically all an offset cone is, these two angles at the bottom are different from one another. Okay, and that's simply all it means. And in fact, if you look at the top view, you can see that the opening is actually offset from the base. Okay, I've done some time-saving measures, and when I say that, I've already divided the outside of my circle into 12 equal segments using the divide command. And in case you forgot how to, if your points aren't displaying properly, use the DDP type command, and you can adjust the way your points display. Okay, but I went ahead and did that, and also I placed my numbers down here where these points project, and I simply just drew vertical lines down, and you can see that 0.5 goes to 0.5, and also if I extend it to the other side of the circle, that's where I get 0.9. Okay, so I went ahead and did that to save a little bit of time on the video, and I also drew these numbers here. Now you won't be able to do that, but again, it's just to save time, and you'll see why these numbers are here when we get done. And also placed a point, and that's where my development is going to take place. So you can do this part here up front if you like. If not, you can just wait and do it as you need to do it. But one of the first steps you need to take is to simply just draw lines over the existing edges of the front view, and then use F for fillet, R for radius, and 0 for your radius angle. Okay. And you can see that when I do that command, these two lines form at this point, or intersect at that point, and that's exactly what I wanted. Now I want to project that line vertically, and you see where it passes through the center of the circle here. Now I'm going to place another line, and I will make sure your node snap is on. Okay, you see my node snap is lighting there. I want to draw a line horizontally from this node all the way over to this node. Now if you don't have your points already drawn, it's okay if you have your quadrant snap on, because you'll get a your quadrants will light up at these points. Okay, and you remember the quadrant snap is simply the diamond shape, and which is right here. Okay, so you can make sure that yours is checked if you haven't drawn your points yet. But where those two lines intersect is where you want to place a point. Okay, so I'm going to use the point command, and I'm going to specify my point right there. Okay, and I'm going to erase those two lines I just drew, and that's where I'm going to work from. Okay, so what I want to do now is from each of my points on my circle, I want to draw a line from node to the center point, and I want to do that all the way around. And as always, you need to make sure that you're snapping to the end point of these lines or the node of the circle. If one of them are off, of course your development will be off. And one good way to tell if you've at least have all these in the correct place is to just highlight all the lines, and you can see that I have just, it looks like one grip is showing. Okay, which means that all the endpoints are at the same place. Alright, so I'm satisfied with that, and I'm pretty sure that all the nodes on the outside were correct as well. Now what I need to do is actually determine the true length of these lines, and we're going to do that just like we have been by using the revolution method. Okay, and I will just simply draw a circle from the meeting point of all these lines, and then draw a line straight down. Okay, and you can actually see that point 7, or line 7, excuse me, is already its true length. Okay, in other words, since it's the edge view of the offset cone, it should be. Okay, so the true length of line 7 is the length of this total line here, which is 20.0465. So I will come over here to this point that I've already designated, and I will draw a line straight down 20.0465. Okay, and let me erase my views here. Alright, now you want to maintain that center point there. But the next thing we'll do, I'll work on point 6 and 8. So I'll again draw a circle out of point 6 and 8, and then I will project a line down, and from this point to where this intersects the bottom line here, I will draw a line and take that measurement. That's 19.9023. okay, and before we move along, the next thing I need to do, actually I probably should have already done it, was to determine the circumference of this circle. Okay, the base of the cone is something that we're going to need for our layout. So the circumference, if I go to the properties panel, is 40.0553, and I simply just want to divide that by 12, and I can use the cal function in AutoCAD. It says 40.0553 divided by 12, and that's 3.379. Okay, and that is the arc length between nodes. Okay, so all I want to do is I want to come down here and draw a circle, and I can actually just copy this number and paste it down here in this box. Okay, and you can see that this is what we're going to use to space out the different parts of the development. Okay, so again, we'll go back to this line, which was 19.9023, and I will just draw a circle, 19.9023. Okay, and where those, we'll draw a line from the center node to the intersection point of those two circles. Okay, now I can discard the larger circle, but I just want to keep the smaller one because that's something I'm going to use all the way around. So let me just move it out of the way for now, and I'll show you one more, just to make sure you got the idea. I'm going to do 5, 5 and 9 actually. From the top point to this intersection point, and that length is 19.5029. Okay, and again, I'm going to copy the smaller circle, and I will place, and make sure you get this on the end point, not the intersection. Okay, it has to be on the end point, and put this on the end point as well. And now I have an intersection point to work with, and okay. Alright, and what you do, you just continue in this fashion until you get all the way to the end points. Okay, and you won't be done with your development yet, but you'll be well on your way. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to go ahead and finish this part of the development, and I'll pick up in video 2. And that concludes the first video.